Hi folks, and welcome to an update on my guinea pig project. So in this video we're going to be looking at making some new legs for Blossom, my custom of an Animagic guinea pig. Since the last video I've given Blossom some new ears. So I decided to try making the ears out of 2-part silicone putty. The 2-part silicone putty I use is for making moulds, but I wondered if perhaps I tried adding some silicone colourants, if I would be able to make an ear direct out of the 2-part silicone putty. So I tried it and it's worked out. These ears were super easy to make, they feel really good, and I like the look of them. So that's the first ear. And this is her other ear. And I just used cotton to stitch them onto the guinea pig. So that's the 2-part silicone putty I made the ears out of. And I used these silicone colourants. I used the brown and the black to try to get the colour as close to the colour of the fur as possible. And after making the ears, I've really thought I like this colour so much better than the pink I made the silicone front legs out of. I also wanted to try and make another model of the legs to see if I could get them looking a little bit more realistic. I decided that instead of using polymer clay to make the model of the legs, I'd try using a different material, because I wanted to try using something that I could put direct onto the plastic legs and let it set before I take the latex mould, because I can't do that with polymer clay, as you have to bake the polymer clay, and I can't put the plastic leg in the oven. So I thought I'd try this 1-part mould making putty, which sets through cooling down rather than being heated up. So I use this to form the foot and the leg direct onto the plastic inner leg, and then I put it in the fridge so that it hardened very quickly. To soften this putty to work with, you just put it in the microwave for a few seconds. So I redid the 2 front legs, this one, and I made 2 back legs. So this is one of them, and this is the other back leg. As I was happy with those, I took a latex mould of each one. And here are the 4 latex moulds ready to take to silicone. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use a scalpel to remove these model legs from the plastic inner legs, and then I'll clean the 4 plastic inner legs up, because this stuff releases oil, so they'll want a bit of a clean up. And then I'll mix up some 2-part silicone, try to colour it like I coloured the ear, and put it in these 4 moulds. So we've mixed the silicone with the colour, and we've put the silicone in the 4 legs now. So we've just got to wait for it to set now. So this time we've tried some different silicone, haven't we, Paul?
Yes.
We thought we'd try some different silicone because the other was about 2 years past its sell-by, and we're not sure if that's why it was a bit sticky.
Yeah, we don't know what happens to this 2-part silicone when it goes past its sell-by date. Presumably it just doesn't set the same and its qualities are different.
But you also said that each time you get silicone from different suppliers, it's always going to be a bit different because they all use different formulas.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have what can vary. Obviously, the colour can vary, the viscosity after it's been mixed, just before you tip it into things. It can either be viscous or very fluid.
And we found this one was really fluid.
Really fluid, yeah. And the final setting hardness as well varies a lot. It's usually specified, though, I think, the final setting hardness.
I don't think it was for this
Was
particular
it not?
one.
Oh, this is just called super elastic, is it?
Yeah, it's just called super
So
elastic.
I would gather from that it's quite soft then.
Right.
It's a bit imprecise, isn't it, when it says it's super elastic?
So you put some that was spare, that was left over after filling up the legs, in this little mould.
Yeah.
And it has started to set here.
So that's after how long?
This is nearly 2 hours now.
Nearly 2 hours. And it says it's about a 4-hour curing time.
I believe so. So it's certainly in a lump now.
Actually, it says 3 to 5 hours demold time.
So that's what that looks like. And it's a very dark sort of browny, blacky grey, which is what I wanted. So completing the 4 legs for this guinea pig finishes off this particular project, and I've decided to build on this in my next guinea pig project. So I found another second-hand Animagic guinea pig on eBay, and I bought that. I think it cost me £12.48 including postage. And this time I'm going to be using this fur. So I'm going to use the same cream fur as I used in the last project, but I'm going to use a different colour with it. This one's called Oyster. So you can see it's lighter than the last colour that I used. The last colour was a sort of dark browny grey, and this is a more light coloured grey. I'm going to use the same type of zip as I used for the last project, because that was a nice neat finish and it wasn't too difficult to put in. And on the next project, I'm going to put a bit of stuffing around the guinea pig, because just going straight to fur, it's a bit sort of thin and also hard. So I'm going to use this felt material, form it into a shape that I'm happy with, put a thin layer of stuffing, and then put another layer of felt over the top to keep the stuffing in between the 2 layers. So that should make it a bit cuddlier and a bit of a nicer sort of shape. Of course, that does present a problem. The push button switch on the back would obviously be difficult to operate through those layers of felt and stuffing. So this next project isn't going to be a straight custom, it's also going to be an electronics project. So what I'm going to do is take what we learnt from the Hedges project that we did. So what we did in the Hedges project was we replaced the push button switch in the nose with a soundboard so that we could operate it by voice.
Hello, little hedgehog. Yeah, it came on because its eyes flashed, didn't it? Hello, little hedgehog.
And I can show you a better example of how it worked when the project was all finished, including the custom new look. Little hedgehog! Sing a song! Sing another song. Good hedgehog. with the Animagic guinea pig, when you press on the button on its back, it makes it make a sound and move forward. So if we replace the push button switch on the back for a soundboard, when we speak, the guinea pig should make sounds and move. Blossom looks quite a bit different than she did in that video clip.
Oh, vast improvement. I don't think she actually looked like a guinea pig before you'd worked on her.
So this is the soundboard we're going to be using.
Yep, it's the same as the last one.
That we put in the hedgehog.
Yeah, very cheap, available on eBay, just for £2 or £3.
And some of the problems that we had with the hedgehog shouldn't be a problem with this guinea pig project, because the hedgehog, the nose button, differentiated between a short press and a long press,
which the soundboard couldn't actually duplicate, or only sporadically when you spoke to it.
Yeah. Whereas this is just operated by one press. It doesn't have to be of a certain duration.
That's right. So hopefully the soundboard should be able to trigger it easily.
And the other thing that was a problem with the hedgehog was where to locate the mic, where to situate the mic off the soundboard.
Yeah, I mean the soundboard itself it's very small, isn't it? Just as big as 2 postage stamps, but the microphone is actually soldered to it.
So on the hedgehog project, you put the microphone on a wire.
Yeah, we
took it off the
desoldered
board.
the little capsule, which again is very small, about the size of half a fingernail, and put it on some extension wires, some fine wires, so we can get it away from the board, which was inside the hedgie, and try and get the microphone as close as possible to the surface.
And we did that because it was picking up the sound of the motors and just being operated off the sound of the internal motor.
And it was quite insensitive to the sound of an external voice because it's shielded by 2 or 3 layers of case.
But with this project, you can again desolder the microphone.
Put it on some extension wires, yeah.
But this time it can go through the 2 layers of
felt that you're going to put on, yeah,
and the stuffing, and be put just underneath the fur.
Right, so it's going to be as close as possible to the surface without actually providing, without ruining the cosmetics of the guinea pig.
Yeah.
i.e. without the microphone being visible.
And there's going to be all that padding between the microphone and the actual...
the internal workings.
Yeah.
So hopefully this time it won't be sensitive to any noise from inside the case, and it'll be more sensitive to a voice outside, a voice in a room when you talk to it.
Yeah, so hopefully it's going to be more straightforward. So I've taken the mould off the first foot. I prefer the colour of this one. I think it's going to look better than the pink. What are your first impressions of this new foot and leg, Paul?
Yes, I prefer the colour. The whole process of putting 4 legs on at once this time went very smoothly.
Of course, we've had this problem in that we've got the plastic showing through the bottom of the foot. That's because this was more liquid than the other one. So even though we put the silicone in first before putting the leg in, we still had this problem. But you've had a really good idea this time, haven't you?
Yeah, maybe if we dip the legs in a silicone mix and let them cure so that the legs themselves have a thin coating of silicone on before you put them into the feet moulds and tip some more, and then it won't matter if they are standing on the base of the feet, because there'll already be some silicone on the leg.
So yes, that's how I'll do them on the next project. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that foot. I think be sticking with that with Blossom. So I've now got all the feet taken out of the moulds, and I've got them on Blossom.
They're a much more authentic colour. They look a lot better.
Yes, I think the colour is better. And I think they're sort of quite neat and tucked in as well compared to the others. They just kind of blend in better. So you can see they are much better, aren't they?
Yep, better shape. I like the way the toes are a bit splayed on this.
And that was a back foot I attempted to make out the 2-part silicone putty because the ear worked out well. I tried to make a leg, but it's like you've not got time to mould something of that size.
Starts to cure within about 5 minutes, doesn't it?
That was a bit of a mess. So yes, they're definitely the best set of feet and legs that I've made. And I'm going to leave these on Blossom now.
Right, you're going to consider Blossom complete then?
Yes.
And any improved ideas you're going to say for the next guinea pig project?
Yes, so we can do that thing that you said, like dipping the legs in the silicone first.
Yeah, to stop the plastic showing through, yeah.
And of course, with the next project, it's going to have this electronics project side to it.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, you're going to put a bit of padding on her, aren't you?
Padding,
so she's
yes,
a more cuddly guinea pig.
More cuddly and a better shape. There's a little back legs moving. You look really cute.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's this project completed. Hope you found that interesting. And hope you'll join us for our next guinea pig project. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you next time.